iPhone 5S iOS 10.3 Beta 7 review coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up, guys? This is Nick here from Everything Tech, help you to master your technology, and welcome to this Apple iPhone 5S iOS 10.3 Beta 7 review. Now, if you've been watching the channel, you would have realized that just 3 days ago, I dropped iOS 10.3 Beta 6 review for the iPhone 5S, and it's only been 3 days later. I was about to do the iPhone 5 iOS 10.3 Beta 6 review and the SE iOS 10.3 Beta 6 review, and just 3 days later, Apple goes ahead and releases the Beta 7 for our iPhone 5S. So you can see 429 megabytes here, and there is not any, changes here in terms of visual changes, features. It looks like Apple's just putting the final touches here onto iOS 10.3 and gearing up for a final release. So we're gonna cover more in depth the entire operating system in iOS, the official review for iPhone 5S and all the other iPhones. But for now, we're looking at the beta. So going into About, you can see that I do have an available storage of 3.62 gigabytes. I'm gonna do the update really quickly, and I'm gonna let you guys know if we save any storage here. So you remember, 3.62, I believe it was, 3.62 gigabytes. I'm gonna do the update, and I will be back in a second when it's done installing. So let's just go ahead and agree to the terms, hit agree, and you can see update requested. And it's gonna go ahead and download, and I will be back once it is installed here to see if we saved any space, and we will do a performance test of the iPhone 5S. So the update is almost done, and before I actually go ahead and install it, I'm gonna do a performance test here on 10.3 Beta 6 before I allow it to install. All right, guys, so you can see the iOS 10.3 public Beta 7 has been downloaded. As I said, you can see that little icon that lets us know we're going to install it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I just close out all those applications. So we're still on Beta 6 here for the iPhone 5S. Let's go ahead and go into the timer here, or the stopwatch you can say, and let me go ahead and zoom in here. I'm going to be opening some applications up just to see the speed differences when we go into the next beta. So you can see start, let's go into calendar, let's come out of there, let's go into calculator, let's come out of there, let's go into camera, let's come out of there, let's go into clock. Let's come out of there, let's go into YouTube. So it should slow down just a little bit here on third party. Let's come out of there, let's go into settings. Let's come out of there, let's go into weather. Let's come out of there, let's go into Safari. Let that load really quickly here. Let's come out of there, let's go into eBay. Let's come out of there, let's go into Amazon. And we're gonna stop at Twitter. Let's come out of there, let's go into voice memos. Let's come out of there, let's go into Twitter. So you can see right there, Twitter has loaded. So about 43 seconds for those first, 12 apps there. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit install here. Install now. Verifying the update for iOS 10.3 public Beta 7. Once it's done updating, I will come back and we'll retest that. So remember 43.42 for Beta 6, and we're gonna go ahead and verify this update, let it install, and we'll be back in just a second. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so we are back in the iPhone 5S. That update took about 20 minutes to do. A little bit slow because it's 469 something megabytes. But if I go into settings here, and I go into general, software update, you should see I am now on the latest version of iOS 10.3. It doesn't say Beta 7, but they assure you this is public Beta 7. So hopping back into the iPhone SE, you can see right there 43.42 seconds on that last speed test. So that's the first thing we're gonna do here, is to see if the speed got any better here. So I'm gonna X that one out, reset it. So remember, 43.42. We're gonna do the same speed test here. So begin with calendar, let's go. Calculator, camera, clock, YouTube. It should slow down just a little bit again here on YouTube. Settings, weather, Safari, and boom. So let's go into eBay. And like I said, we're gonna stop at Twitter. Amazon, 42, it was like 43.42 or something like that. So bang, let's go into voice memos. and Twitter. And let's stop it once it finishes here. And boom, so 42.93, so about the same performance. So you can see right there, based on that test alone, that, you know, going forward here on the next beta is not slowing down your iPhone 5S. So you've seen right there, it's about the same in terms of performance as the last beta. But overall, it just feels a little bit better to me in my personal experience from iOS 10.2 if you're still on 10.2. So yeah, if we can look through here, we're not going to find any, doesn't look like there's any delay here in terms of the operations. So coming up, if you haven't done 10.3 beta already, I would suggest, if you are interested in being on the latest software already, just go ahead and do it. So before we end this video on iOS 10.3 beta 7 for your iPhone 5S, what does this bring? A quick refresher. You do get enhanced Find My AirPods. You do get the series support for cricket scores in the Indian Premier League for the International Cricket Council. You do get Safari support for reduced motion and preferences. You do get the new APFS, the new file system from Apple. You do get a more stable iOS 10 release, I feel, here over 10.2 on my experience here. You do get the podcast widgets, which we showed in beta 6 review for the iPhone 5S. You also get improved enhancements to Apple CarPlay. So if you do drive a car and you use the Apple CarPlay system as well as your iPhone 5S, you will get enhancements there. And weather data does come in Maps app for 3D Touch, but there is no 3D Touch here on the iPhone 5S, so that one's kind of irrelevant for you if you're using a 5S and not a 3D Touch enabled iPhone. But that's pretty much going to wrap this one up of the iOS 10.3 beta 7 review for the iPhone 5S. Not much different from my beta 6 review, but hey, I want to keep you guys updated on these iPhones, and when the official comes, we will take a look closer in depth at the features, actually going in and finding those features. This was just a performance test to let you guys know if you should update. If you're asking a question, well, Nick, should I update to beta 7? I didn't do the beta 6 after watching your review, but should I do the beta 7? I'm getting a little bit impatient here. I'd say go ahead and do it. Just make sure that you go watch my video, how to install iOS 10.3 beta 6. It's the same process for beta 7. I'll leave that link down below so you can easily find out how to do that. And also do a backup before you go ahead and do this update. So that's pretty much it here. Nick here, helping to master your technology. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button for me. I will catch you all in the next one. Be sure to be well, and peace.